Okay, so this video has to do with private parts, okay? So we'll see how that goes, and we'll slowly start introducing them in, so don't go crazy. Okay, so this person, one of my viewers, thank you so much for sending it over, and thank you so much for trusting me to do a video and saying that you would be honored, and the one that's honored is me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, so this is many phases, okay? It has several phases, but it's all sort of one dream, which is really how dreams are. Dreams are specific, like shots of like a movie that you're watching. They're like you can see specific areas of the dream and specific like scenes of the dream that are important, so they can all put together. Okay, so here it goes. So he's sitting next to this girl, I believe, in the couch. Interesting. He doesn't say that it's a couch. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a minute. That's interesting. He doesn't say it's a couch. Oh, I took it to be a couch. Okay, so this is the way I work. So sometimes I see things that I'm supposed to see but wasn't there. So very interesting. So he's sitting next to a girl. She pulls out a black and white checkered shoes as a gift for him. Okay. He hated it. He hated the gift, and he's trying to give it back to him. Give the gift back to her, but he's forced to take and accept the gift, right? Which are these checkered, white and black checkered shoes. Okay, and then after that, he pulls out a shrimp and two small marbles out of his pocket, and she laughs. He throws them away. All right, and then he's sitting up so he sat up, and then on the phone he started negotiating a paycheck that was to be delivered to him, and he was happy because it was going to be $5,000. And then they hang up, and then he lies down, and then I guess they were laying down. That's very interesting. I didn't see that before. Okay, and there's a black shadow that comes and grabs him from beneath, and he struggles and wrestles it, but he wasn't scared. He was just angry. Okay, and then after that, he remembers that he went to the bathroom and lay down and was surprised. So he goes to the bathroom, and then when he comes out, and so something about his private, right? It's like huge or something like that. And then so he comes out of the bathroom, and then the girl says, small, small this and that, right? Which is his privates, right? So the girl tells him that it's small, and then he just walked into the next room, and then he started floating, and then he started waking up. So this is a very interesting dream, okay? And it is pretty black and white. I'm just kidding. Like the checkers. So her gift to him in terms of shoes that are checkered is that it's like a piece. It's like playing chess, or it's like playing checkers, okay? And it's black and white. So there's also duality. There's like purity, and then there's light, but then there's also the shadow side, okay? That's it. It's light, and then it's the shadow side. But also it's about the foundation, because it's shoes. So obviously there's a foundation, or they are going to the next level. He's going to the next level with this girl, or she's wanting to be the next level with him, okay? Because she's the one that offered the shoes. I didn't realize that they were laying down. So obviously it's both of them. Maybe, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. And so, then, the shrimp and the small marbles, of course, represent, his intimate parts, okay? Shrimp and marbles, we can all, imagine that. So that's what that represents. And she laughs at him, right? So he feels like he is, is not up to standard, or isn't quite endowed, and that that there's a mockery, that the girl that he's with probably thinks that he's not that big, and that it's a joke, and he thinks that he's being mocked by her because of his size. Okay, so that can be something that either she told him, or that he is subconsciously and feels, not adequate, that's how he feels that she feels, but that's not necessarily how she feels, okay? It gets complex. So, and then after that, he's on the phone and he starts negotiating. And he was happy for the 5,000, but when he goes back and lays down, that he, he fights and wrestles the shadow. So the shadow is him; it's his shadow. So if you look up Carol Young and you work on, it's your shadow. It's what you have to work on that's negative about yourself. Your shadow side, right? Because we all have a light and a shadow side. And so he's wrestling with himself, really, because he's wrestling with the shadow, and he's not, he says that that he struggles with the wrestle, that he wasn't scared, but he was angry. So he's angry with himself because he's wrestling about this change that is about to happen. That's the $5,000 in the negotiation, okay? So he's negotiating in communication somehow. It doesn't have to be through the phone, with this woman or with himself. He's negotiating two things. He's negotiating with the woman because he wants to be bigger. He thinks he should be bigger. He thinks that the girl thinks he's not that big, and she mocks him, and that it doesn't mean anything. So he's angry about it because he's angry about his size and doesn't think it's appropriate or that it's enough, or he feels like not adequate. Okay, he's also negotiating with himself in his shadow. So he feels like he's not good enough for her because of his size. Okay, and he feels that she'll mock him, or that because it's not sufficient or it's not big enough, that she's mocking him. Okay, so he's wrestling, and there's a change in what he's going through, and that's the part of the negotiation, the phone, and the $5,000, where he in the end is angry because even though it's something and it's a negotiation, he sort of feels like he came out short, is what I'm thinking, right? Which goes with the size and all that. And then after that, he goes into the bathroom. So it's about some sort of cleansing, but also maybe some release, because that's what we do when we go to the bathroom. And then, and he sees himself, quite endowed. And then when he comes out, the girl references again, is it small or something like that. So he's very subconscious about his size, and I think he's obsessing over it. And I think that he thinks that, it's a deal breaker maybe with the woman that he's with, or the girl that he's with, and that, that it matters to her, what size he is. And so he's trying to negotiate with his shadow side about, about the size and whether, it's going to be enough, and if he's going to be enough and all that. So he's doing a lot of negative self-talk, and he's really minimizing himself as, in reference to size, apparently, possibly, comparing himself to whatever the standard is. I don't know what that is, right? But whatever society feels that is appropriate. And, we're all different, okay? So I think that it has to do with that. The shoes are beautiful because it's a checkered. So it also is about going back and forth, and it is also about a move that he's about to do, right? So he's about to take this relationship, or she's wanting him to take this relationship to the next level. So it's about really, how do you say it? Really, thinking out the next move, or planning out your next move, right? Like in checkers or chess. So it really is a beautiful dream. And to my fan, because he said he was a fan, of course it fed my ego, right? So, but I thank you very much. Don't worry about it. You're worried about stuff that you shouldn't worry. People are going to be with you because they want to be with you. If they don't want to be with you, they're going to say that your hair was too long or whatever. So don't worry about it, okay? So I hope this helped, and thank you so much for writing. Thank you. Keep your comments, decent, okay? All right. Namaste. Love and light.